What's up, YouTube? It's your girl Shani, and welcome back to the Women's Palace. So today I want to talk about watching people. Okay, and I kind of got into this because I was just thinking about my past and stuff, and how it can take you years, literally years, to really know a person. And you think you know a person, and then when a person really show you who you are, you're blinded. Like, how could I not have seen this, right? God had actually showed me, like, we get caught up on people's words. When we want to get to know a person, we go off of what they're saying. And God had to make me realize, think about in the scriptures, it says, these people speak of me with their mouth, and I'm paraphrasing, but their hearts are far from me. A person can say anything at the side of their mouth, but that doesn't mean that's really what it is, And God had to make me realize, just being creatures of habits, right? And if you have not watched that video, I would highly recommend that you go watch that video. You have to understand that a person cannot act out of their program. But if a person is putting on this mask to get you, right, of course they're going to put on this presentation. Of course they're not going to show you who they really are. But if you watch people, they will tell on themselves. And when I say watching people, watch how they treat others. Watch how people they treat that they don't need. Watch how they treat their mom. How do they treat their kids? How do they treat their friends? Because you got to understand, if they can treat people close to them, if they can treat anybody that's, is a benefit to them, or just their family this way, what makes you think you're any different? God had to make me realize too, and this is where I kind of got blinded in what the enemy uses. We can get caught up on, well, that's just how that person is. So say, for example, the person that they're treating wrong is, just evil, or whatever the case may be. But God says, return evil with good, right? But if you are programmed in a good program or a God's program, you're not going to allow what somebody else do to you take you out of your character. And this is where he had to make me think, just because people cuss you out and do all that and jump off the bridge, are you? No. So this is where the enemy can deceive people, thinking, okay, the person that I'm talking to, he's so rude and mean to this person, but it's only because of how they are. God says it doesn't matter how a person is. You got to see how that person is, how the person you're trying to get to know is. Because you got to think, person cannot act outside their program. So if they're programmed to be mean and disgusting and all that, that's what they're going to do. Like, you got to watch people. How are people treating people that they don't need? How are they treating the waitress? How are they treating others? And you got to understand, that's how that person would treat you, because they're programmed. And God had to make me realize, just even thinking back on my relationships and my friendships, he had to make me realize, we get caught up on, that's just because they're not their friend. What do you think they're going to do to you if y'all get into an argument? Because there will be so many times, people get into it and they mad and they just talking about them like a dog. But that was once upon a time they friends. So what do you think? Because you got to understand, in a relationship or a friendship, you're not always going to see eye to eye. You're going to bump heads. You're going to have disagreements. So how do you think they're going to treat you? And this is where God is just telling me, watch people. Stop getting caught up on what people saying. Oh, I'm this and I'm that and I'm just such a great person. How is this person treating people around them? How do they get down? What is their character? What is their integrity? What are their morals? We get so caught up on what people saying that we're not watching people, because if you watch a person, they'll tell you everything you need to know about them. And the crazy part about it, since I got this revelation, I went back and thought about all the stuff in my past, and just how people would act when I had a relationship or a friendship, and it was red flag after red flag after red flag. And God was like, see, you were blinded. See, sometimes we can be blinded. The enemy blinds our minds when we're in the world or we're in love. Love blinds, because oh, this person wouldn't do this to me. We get caught up on, we've been together, or we known each other since elementary school, or we've been together for 5 years. God had to make me realize, baby, the devil is persistent. He is consistent. He'll put on a mask for years and years just to get you right where he wants you to be before he bites you. You got to be able to watch people. You got to watch people, because if you watch people, it will tell you the program that they're on. If they're mean and they're disgusting and they're cussing out their mama and they cussing out their sister and they cussing out their brother, see, it's still a level to things. Because one thing about me, I may not like a person. I may not agree with the person, but I'm still going to respect them. You know what? Okay, cool. That's your choice. That's my choice. And we just going to leave it at that. We may need to, I'm good at loving people from a distance. Like, I don't feel the need to go off or be ugly, get even, none of that. But that's because I'm on a program of God. You know, I'm programmed to put on God's word, and I know what God says, and certain things is just not in me to do. You feel me? But in certain things, it's people it's in certain things with people I used to associate with or be with, it was totally different. I want to destroy them. I want to put out their business that you entrusted, people entrusted you with when you were a friend, or you feel me? And just certain things, God had to make me realize, you got to be able to be aware. If that person can do that to that person, what makes you think they can't do it to you? Oh, because they got a mask with you right now? Of course, they have you right where they trying to get you where they want you. So no, they're not going to do what they did to that person to you yet. It's not time. You got to understand, like I said, the enemy is very strategic. He's smart. The enemy is smart. He knows to wait. It may not be the season for him to attack you yet. But if he already is programmed, if that person's already programmed to betray, is that person's already programmed to disrespect women, God really had to make me realize, if a man cannot respect his mother, I don't care how much of an evil woman his mother is, he will never respect you, because his program is to disrespect women. And the same goes for men. If you're watching this woman and she disrespect her dad, or what makes you think she gonna have respect for you? We get caught up on the mask. We get caught up on the front. We get caught up on the character of the movie that we starring in, that we don't even realize what this person is programmed to do. We are creatures of habit. A person cannot act outside their program. Now, of course, they can put on a mask to get you right where they want you. Put on a front. Be somebody that they're not, just to get you right where they want you before they destroy you. But this is where God is saying, watch people. And this is not to say don't go out with people and try to get to know them with their words and just disengage from the conversation. No, you can still engage in the conversation. You still can get to know a person by what they're saying. But God also wants you to be wise enough to watch that person. And don't ever tell them, I'm watching you, because you got to understand, if you ever do that, and I'm saying this for people because I don't know, or I'm going to watch. No, because if they know that you are watching them, they're going to put on a play. They're going to put on a front. Now, if this man or this woman has no idea that you're watching how they move with others, how they treat the waitress, how they treat the person in the drive-thru, the people that they think they don't need, they gonna be their normal self. Because you got to understand, when you are in a program, you do things automatically. You don't even realize what you're doing. So they gonna tell on themselves. But are you being wise enough? Are you being sober-minded to be able to look at these things? Or are you just, oh, that's just how he treat others, or that's how she treat others? You are a other. Do you not realize that? You are a other. That's what God had to make me realize. We get so caught up on thinking, oh, I'm going to make him change, or I'm going to make her change. People are set in their program. Really, by the time of 7 or 8, the only person that can change that person is themselves and God. And that's where God had to make me realize. Stop getting caught up on, K. Michelle said it the best. You can't raise a man. A man is already set in his ways, how his mother raised him, whatever the case may be. And this is for a woman too. You can't raise no woman either. The only time a person can change their program is if they want to. You cannot force nobody. And most of the times people will not see a problem with their program. But you got to be able to be wise enough to understand that I don't have to deal with that. You feel me? And don't get caught up on, oh, that person is, I see why he treat her like that because she like this. No. Because it doesn't matter what a person do to you. You control yourself. So because if this person is rude and evil and mean, you going to allow them to take you out your character? You going to allow them to lower your standards? No. That person's program is already set to that. But it ain't happened to you yet because he's putting on a front for you. He's trying to get you where he wants you to be. She's trying to get you where you want to be. And this is where God is making me realize. This is why I said the devil comes as a ball of light. A person is never going to come to you telling you, I'm just such an evil person and I do this to be. No. I just been hurt before, and I'm a good person and I just treat this person like that because they like this. And it really hit me when God had to make me realize, okay, we follow the leader now. If you have high standards, you're going to allow that person with lower standards to bring you down to their level? Or are you going to stay at your high standards and you know what? Handle it in a different way because you're programmed. Your program is high. You're not going to go down to a lower program just because somebody with a lower program spoke their mind. No, your program is going to be like, you know what? I ain't even worried about that. I don't worry about low vibrational things. Why is a person doing low vibrational things? Because they're set to a low vibrational program. The world's way of things, the devil. And this is why you got to really just watch people. Watch people. People will tell on themselves. And it won't take you years to find out who they are. Now, it's your choice if you want to stay there after you didn't see what you seen, because you got to understand a person will show you their true colors. Believe them. And that's what God had to make me realize. We get caught up on thinking we can change somebody. We cannot change nobody but ourselves. Stop thinking, oh, if I just leave him or I got good this. No. God had to make me realize, baby, a person ain't nothing good enough to make a person reset their program unless they want to. That person got to want to reset themselves. They got to want to renew their mind. But you got to be able to realize what you are dealing with. Look at the program. How is this person treating others? How do they move? How do they treat their kids? Are they in their kids' life? How is it? Because you got to understand an evil person can still do good things, but that doesn't make them a good person. You got to be able to realize that. Watch people. Don't get caught up on I'm good. I do this and I'm just such a good person. I just been hurt before, but I'm healing. And baby, how do you show you healed? Are you still showing you feel me? Watch people. Because once God gave me this revelation, I told y'all, it was like God was really in my face, like, Shanice, I'm right here and I'm showing you and you still blinded to what I'm showing you. You can save yourself years of headaches, years of hurt, years of lies, years of betrayal, because you watched a person, you seen their program. A person is not going to act outside their program at all. They'll put on a mask to get you right where they want you. And when they see a good season, when they see that they got you, they're going to treat you just like how they treat everybody else. Because their program is to treat people like nothing. To treat them like, okay, like, understand, you are no different. It got to be in the person. God had to make me realize this stuff got to be in you, not on you. In you. It's in a person to treat you like, it's in a person to treat others messed up. It's in that person. This ain't got nothing to what you do or what you bring to the table, because you got to understand a person can be the most valuable person. Think about Jesus. These people, the people killed Jesus and they didn't even know the value they had in their face because they were blinded. They were programmed to be evil. A person's not going to see your value if they're programmed to be evil. They're going to think of you just as a regular person. So I want you guys to realize, save yourself headaches by watching people and being smart about watching people. In your mind, have it in your mind. I'm going to see how this man treat this waitress. I'm going to see how this man treat his mom. I'm going to see how his man treat his kids, how he treats his mother, his child's mother, or they baby daddy. I'm not sitting there saying you got to have the happiest relationship and all this. No. But at the end of the day, it's a level of respect. That person brung your child into this world. So you should have some form of level of respect to be, you know what? We may not have worked out. We may have had our differences. You feel me? But that's still my son's mom, or that's still my daughter's mom. And that's just it. If a man come to you talking about another woman, dragging her name through the mud, you got to understand you just the next woman. Because that man don't have in his program to respect a woman, but to degrade her. It's called triangulation. He want to get you so caught up on not liking his ex. And that's narcissistic. If a man ever come to you talking about his ex, he's not over that ex, for one. For two, he may be a narcissist, because any real man is not bringing up nobody else's past, trying to degrade nobody else's character. Because if they're healed from that, why are they speaking on that? It was a lesson. We didn't work out. You feel me? Because nobody's perfect. Who are you? If he's talking about her, how did you play? What role did you play in this situation if she was like this or he was like this? You feel me? You got to ask questions, because people will only tell their one side of the story. And the fact that you even telling me about somebody else and degrading their character, you got to understand that you next. What makes you think he's not going to go talk about another woman, go talk about you with another woman when he did it with you? My grandma always told me, if a person get on the phone and talk to you about somebody else, what makes you think you're not the topic when you get up and leave? It's in this person's program to talk about people. It's in this it's in this person's program to degrade other people's characters and talk about them. What makes you different? We get so caught up on I'm so different. Not in a person's program. You got to understand how people see life. We are creatures of habit. You are no different from anybody else. You're just different because you're in their presence. So they're going to put on this front to keep you around, to get you right where they need you to be. But you got to be wise. Watch people. It will save you. It will save you from being, I thought this person was like this, and years down the line, they showed their true colors. That's who they always were. They just put on this act. Don't ever get caught up on it's been years and years and she wouldn't do this or he wouldn't do this. The devil's persistent. The devil's committed. He is consistent. He know keys. He know God's keys. As long as you stay committed, consistent, and persistent, you'll get somewhere. No matter how long it takes. He's more committed to destroying you than you are about being wise about what's taking place about you. Watch people. They will tell you, and don't get so blinded, oh, he just gonna treat her like that, or baby. Please understand what a program is. Please understand we are creatures of habit. A person can't act out of their program. A person can't act out of their habit. And you can't make them. Only they self and God can do that. So leave it to God. Stop trying to save people. Stop trying to grow a person. Stop trying to, oh, they'll change for me, baby. No, you fooling yourself. Don't let the devil deceive you to staying in a situation that you know you need to eliminate yourself out of. Because the person already showed you who they were. They just didn't show it to you personally. They showed you through somebody else. People will show you exactly what you got coming if you watch them. Watch how they treat other people, because you will be next when it's time, when it's lights, camera, action within your part. When your part of the movie come up. Watch people. Stop going off of what they say. And don't, because I was blinded. I'm giving you some gems. Do not go off of, oh, that person is just mean and that person's just trifling, or it's no. You got to understand, no matter what a person do to them, it shouldn't affect how they move. Because if their program, like I said, is set to something that takes things on a higher world, that have morals, that have integrity, they won't even entertain it. They'll handle that situation in a way that is set to their program. You know what? You may be rude, you may be nasty, but guess what? I'm going to take the higher road. Or, you know what? I don't like how you talking to me. I'm going to just let this go. Or, you feel me? I'm not going to talk about that person because they talked about me. I'm going to let God fight my battles. Don't go off of, oh, because they treated him like that because, you know, that person is kind of wild. I see why he treated her like that. Or I see why she treated him like that. That's the devil. Trying to blind your mind to a program that's set. Okay, you next. So I really want you guys to take heed to this word. Like, really listen to what I'm saying, because you got to understand this is scientific. We are creatures of habit. A person cannot act outside of their program. They cannot. And you got to understand a person is automatically going to do what they're programmed to do. You just got to watch them. Stop thinking, oh, that can't be me. Because just in like my other video, that will definitely be you. because a person is running off a program. Yes, people can change, but people got to want to do that on their own. You can't spark and make them change. No, they got to be able to make up in their mind, okay, I want to change. I want to do better. They have to be able to get the knowledge to understand that I have to reset my program. And quite frankly, you do not have to be around for that. That is a one-person job between that person and God, period. Eliminate yourself. Stop setting yourself up for failure when you already see the red flags. We get so caught up on, we get this look, and I just see us together with our pictures. Baby, don't set yourself up with the devil just because it look good. Be wise. Be sober-minded. Understand that you got to watch people. People will tell on themselves. And when they tell on themselves, when they show you their true colors, don't get caught up on excuses. Don't get caught up on the excuses or, oh, he only treat her like that, or understand what a program is. Okay? So as I always say, go out and be a light in this dark world. Continue to strive and be wise. Okay? Like, some things may hurt, but understand you'll save yourself from a lot more hurt if you just watch people, because they will tell on themselves.